Yo, how's it going, guys? So massive day today for me, absolutely massive. Today is the day that I am getting corals for my Maxspect dice all in one aquarium. The tank has just been running smooth as silk. I'm really happy with it. It's so easy to maintain because it's so small. Literally all I've got to do is water change it by just sticking a jug, a 2-litre jug, in the water, scooping it out, throwing the water away, do it again, boom, 10% water change, done. It has been an absolute breeze. Super happy with this tank. Like I said, everything's been going smooth as silk. I've not had any silly diatom blooms. I had a very slight diatom bloom, probably about 2-3 weeks in, but that dissipated really quickly. And other than that, no issues with the tank. The tank is just, oh, I'm happy. I really am happy. So today I'm going to treat myself to some brand new corals. I'm going to be going up to Kraken Corals now. And then after that, I'm going to pop into iReef in Rochdale and grab myself a few little bits for this tank. But before I do that, I've got one job to do. And that is to catch this little girl right here. She has been an absolute menace. Beautiful looking fish, but she is a menace. All she does is mither all day for food. Like this now, just pesting. She just doesn't interact with the aquascape or anything. She's just mithering all the time. She's already killed one of the Springer's damsels. I was sat down one evening just watching TV and I just watched her attack it. Normally she chases them, but they get away. But this time, the poor little thing didn't get away. She absolutely ripped, there she goes, she's just done it again. She ripped its tail off. So I got it out and I put it in the sump section to try and allow it to heal, but it didn't, it died. So I'm having none of this, not having a pain in the ass fish. So I'm going to take her to Kraken Corals and then I'm going to swap her over for 2 small baby clownfish, little ones that are probably about the same size as the silver belly wrasse. So that's the plan. Now I've got to try and catch her. Now I don't have a normal net, I've only got my pond net, so this should work wonders if it'll fit. So first of all, oh, you little monster.
A few moments later.
Oh yes she is, oh yes she is. I got you. All right, there she is. All dressed up like a succulent Chinese meal. Right, let's take her to Kraken Corals. We're at Kraken Corals and she is here. So I've just put her on top of there for now. Steve is going to come over now and get her all acclimatized, ready to go back into the tanks. So I'll let him do that while I go and look at some of these lovely corals. All right, so I think we've got it. I think I'm going to go for these 2 pair of orange storms. We all know how much I love my black storms, but they haven't got any. And I think black storms anyway in my tank will disappear because of the black background, or maybe they'll stand out, but I think the orange ones will work a little bit better in my tank. So we'll see. So they're the fish that I'm going to replace the big horrible one with. And then I'm going for, gonna have to get the old Fritz glasses out here. Not done this for ages, I had to put these over, but I'm going to go for one of these Zoa Gardens for the right hand side floor of the tank. So I think it's going to be that one. The one right in the centre, that's the one I think that looks the nicest though. They're my 2 choices for today. I've just noticed they've got one of the corals that is on my coral list rock flower anemones, and this one is an absolute beauty, so I'm getting that as well. All right, so we've arrived at iReef, and I've just realized that I am going to need a lot of water today, because I'm going to have to dip all of the corals and acclimate the new fish to my tank. But because my tank is so small, when I took the clownfish out of the tank this morning to take it to Kraken Corals, just that Tupperware tub, where is it? This Tupperware tub, this much water out of my tank pretty much drained the return section of my little nano. So if I'm going to be acclimating fish and dipping corals, I'm going to need lots of water. So while I'm here, it'll be rude not to have a look to see if there's any more corals from my tank as well. Let's go inside. Now something else I've realised I'm going to need is actual coral dip. I ain't got any. So I'm going to ask them to see what they suggest. So I think what we're going to go for is the Nios coral dip. I'm going to give that a go, see how that goes. I was going to go for something that I know I've used before, the polyp lab one, but I ain't got any. Wounded. So because I'm limited on space when it comes to coral, and I'm looking for specific types of coral as well. Do you know, like easy to care for corals? I don't really want anything that's going to be like a newborn baby, and I'm going to get myself a cheeky soft coral. Oh, look at this one here, little green Kenya tree. It's nice, that, isn't it? So I think that is coming home with me. All right, so I'm home now with the coral and fish haul from today. I tell you what, when you've got ADHD, stuff like this does wonders for the dopamine release. I feel amazing right now. Now, what I'm gonna have to do is not just throw all of these fish and corals straight into the tank. I'm gonna have to get the corals dipped and the fish acclimated. But before I do even that, I'm going getting changed, because I know full well I'm gonna get something on me and I'll just ruin my clothes. So actually, before I get changed, I'm going, oh, mop it. See what I mean? That was 30 seconds and I already spilled water. So what I was about to say is, before I get changed, I'm just gonna start the acclimation process for the fish. The corals can wait, but the fish, they've been in here for a while now. Oh, they're both there. I was wondering where one had gone then. Yeah, so I'm going to start acclimating the fish first in this little plastic tub. Get those done, and then I can reuse this tub to dip the corals. So get these two in here. And then in this little jug, this is my aquarium water, this is my tank water. So I'm just gonna give them a little bit of that. And while that sits and they have a little swim around, now I'm gonna go and get changed. All right, all good. So I've put in about 800 milliliters of my aquarium water in with the clowns bit by bit over the last 45 minutes. So we're all good now to introduce these little guys into the Maxspect Dice All-in-One aquarium. And then I'm going to use this container to dip the new corals that I've got. There you go, they're in. Tell you what, they really do pop against that black, hold on, let me try that again. They really do pop against that black background. Lovely looking, them two. Hopefully, they're peaceful, unlike the last one. All right, so next job is to get these corals dipped. Now, I've never used the coral dip that I'm about to use before because I'm using the Nios Coral Dip, broad spectrum coral dip. So I'm going to use that. I also treated myself to a bottle of copepods from iReef. There's loads of them in there. I got some milliput and obviously that beautiful little Kenya tree. Oh, something else in there as well. What's that? Oh, and they've given me some sweeties, some mawams. I don't eat sweets, so the kids will have them. Right, let's have a look what they're saying on here. Dosage, standard dosage, 10 millilitres per litre of aquarium water. Got my measuring jug here, so let's get going. Right, so that's 1 litre of water. That rock flower anemone's put its foot down in the bag already. Alright, so there is stuff in here. You can see just all around here, stuff has come off. I don't know what it is. Like there's some mucus in there, some copepods. Can't see any worms or anything like that. So hopefully that's a positive sign that that there's nothing on the corals. But it is what it is with corals, innit? You know what I mean? You're always rolling the dice. You know, there's always some sort of Goliath pest that doesn't die with the coral dip. So if you watched my last reef update, you'll know that the corals all have sort of like pre-designated areas. So for example, this little zoa garden, I said if I was going to get a zoa garden, the pre-designated area was going to be here. So I'm going to bury the disc. I'm going to put it on a bit of an angle so it's facing forwards a little bit more. That's it. Like that. And I'm going to hide the little disc that they're on, like that. And that should look very natural. And then there's the Kenya tree that I got. That's stuck to the back of that zoa garden there. And then the rock flower anemone, its pre-designated spot was here. Whether or not it'll stay here, that is to be determined, but that is where I want it to be. So hopefully it will play ball, and that is where it will stay. All right, so that is the reef update done. Hopefully all the corals will enjoy their new home and the tank will start to look like a lovely reef tank. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram if you want some real-time updates. See you in the next one.